Alright, man. So the point I was trying to make in that last video was, I hope you have to pardon me if I had to go back and listen to the end of it. And it seems like this mic on this bullshit ass laptop is terrible. I had to bring it motherfucker a little closer just to make sure y'all can hear me. But if not, I apologize for that. But what I was trying to say was so many words to keep it short. This one is about trial and error. It's about being a scientist. Scientists have when you a scientist is doing research on something, trying to figure somebody has what is called a hypothesis, right? Which is basically an educated guess, or that's a short version of it. To make it to be going a little bit more detail with it, regardless of what I'm saying is, this is trial and error. So when you're doing research, you may come to some of the conclusions that you may find yourself coming to and believing in may only hold true for so long. And if ever there was evidence to come and prove to the contrary, or any evidence that something that serves to prove what you already believe in wrong. That's the shine of some of my fucking lip. But if some information comes along to prove what you're saying wrong, whether even if it's partially or totally, you have to acknowledge that, and as opposed to disregarding it, like I said, just for saving face or whatever. So yeah. Now, this is, one of the things I'm this is the this new wave we in right now. I'm not one of them guys that's I am of a nostalgic nature, but in the same sense, I'm a progressive as well. I'm not. When I speak about the glory of the old days, I don't do that in an attempt to stay stuck there per se. But and I'm saying it all to say is, but so I believe. For example, I don't like computers. I'll say this. I ain't gonna say I don't like computers. I just think, and this goes back to what I was saying with the Terminator thing. I just think that certain shit, they are. For one, I can see. Well, I put it like this. I can see why. When the internet age first started, or when we was growing up, I wasn't the biggest fan, or didn't give a fuck about no computers and shit like that. But are they a necessity, or are they? Well, it's hard to say they're a necessity because there once was a time where they wasn't just prevalent. But I just hate how everything, all this fucking. You gotta have a password for everything. Email this, email that, and shit. Some shit just, you can't, fucking. I need to bring back Ticketmaster and shit or something. If I want to go get a goddamn fucking tickets to a play, why I can't just go to Fiesta or some shit like back in the game. Everything got a. This shit's all about tracking, if you ask me. That's why they want everything. That's why I be telling niggas keep paper money alive. People be like, oh, we gotta fuck that. Cause these motherfuckers want tabs on everything you do. So you when we was growing up, you can go get some motherfucking Nutcracker tickets to the Paul, but you just go pay your money, get the ticket. Now you gotta email this and this shit is. There's a bunch of shit about, it's, I guess you gotta take the good with the bad or whatever, man. And there's a bunch of suckerism shit going on. These girls these days is, I call opinion is phrase pretty privileged. I mean, what the fuck is that bozo? I'm not gonna say bozo, because that's something, a lot of shit bozo, you call a nigga bozo, that's supposed to be a diss to him, right? But in all actuality, bozo is, yeah, you might think this nigga just be going insane. He's got a guard for everything. It's like, oh, that's a real thing. But bozo is a deity. We're not gonna get into that shit, but yeah. But that comes from bozo the clown. You basically when you call him a bozo, you call him a clown because when we was growing up, they had a TV show called Bozo the Clown and shit, or whatever. But even that. Which goes back to this right here. Let me test something. And pardon me for all the loose ends. I know it's a lot of shit. I'm thinking about listening to my own self, my own videos, like fucking pulling teeth. But I'm thinking about doing it. I'm gonna have to do it anyway when I guess when I get in the commit, whenever I can get a fucking desktop. I'm thinking about. I'm gonna have to listen to my own shit anyway because a lot of shit from the books I'm gonna draw from my past works. But you have to apologize about all of them. Cause I know I get to talk about one thing and that shit leads to this, and I never get back to the fucking main line. That shit kind of fucks with me. I know it. Yeah, I know I do it a lot. So like I say, shout out to Selena. That was one of the biggest examples when I went back and looked at that old video and I had to come back 3 years later and tie some shit together that I forgot to go and finish up on in 03 and shit, or 201 or whenever it was. But that was, it's just, all this old girly, well, that's girl shit, because it's girls, but fucking, I don't know. It's just something weird about it. But anyway, I'm gonna put like the pretty privileged shit is bullshit. That sounds like some suckerism shit. Because with me, it sounds like a motherfucker feel like they can get away with anything because they are pretty. Oh, boy, I got the privilege of shitting on you because I'm pretty. Just shut the fuck up. Just a lot of this shit is goofyism. That's what it is. Passenger princess. Bitch, some of you hoes need to be pumping gas. And, we come from here where bitch, get out and pump the gas. You a slum bag. Some of you hoes, some of you motherfuckers need to be pumping gas. I'm a passenger, bitch. Drive. You drive. Let me kick back while we cruising. Cause you ain't shit. Yeah, man, and I'm saying it because I'm not a fan of motherfuckers who feel like they can get away with shit just because they're pretty. Because that's all they saying, pretty. I am privileged to be an asshole because I'm pretty. Shut your bitch ass up. These other niggas ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna kiss your feet, kiss your ass. Fuck that. Bitch, get out and pump the gas. 10:09. Fuck that shit. These niggas, man. Yeah, bro. I'm from a different era, man. My son, if I had a son, if I had a son, and if you have, I'm probably saying this for you niggas who got sons and shit. I don't have no kids. I want a son, but I've always wanted more. For some reason, I always wanted a daughter more. Well, I guess I want both, but I would. I think I would want a daughter first. Damn, it really wouldn't matter, but man, you have to get stomp down with your sons these days, man. Because these women will use their feminine wiles to run circles around them. That's why I'm saying, I'm glad we grew up in it. You niggas grew up in the era with this. I'm gonna buy her Chanel bag and all some dumb shit. Oh, fuck that. You need to put some ism in these little niggas, man. For real. Not saying you need to come out here and run over women and shit. But you need to at least give them a nice defense game. These niggas is goofy. These little motherfuckers, they just listen to the music. I'm just listening to them and taking notes. Pretty privilege. You get your goofball looking ass man. Yeah, I just had to say that because certain shit just don't fit right. I mean, I'm like pretty privileged. That sounds like goofball, but not with the acties, not those activities. Hell nah. The passenger princess. Bitch, get that pump the gas. What makes you that? That's why when I be hearing women chicks be like, "Oh, you don't fumble me." Why not? Yeah, I'm the wrong one to fumble. You have to tell me why. Because some of you all ain't shit. Random thoughts, kind of. But anyway. But I'm going to say this, then we're going to get back into the documentary. But now I want to show you something. I'm going to read this first. This is Sex and Race by my man Jay Rogers. He says, the present oldest race of the peninsula are the Basques. The mystery, this is a good ass book, y'all need to get this shit. The mystery race of Europe who have a language of their own and claim to be pure. Hold on, let me tell you. I know it says the present oldest race of the peninsula are the Basques. Hold on, I guess we have to start it. Let me start right here so it'll click better. Later we know this is about miscegenation in Spain, chapter 15, miscegenation in Spain, Portugal, and Italy. Okay, I want to just get straight to the point. But anyway, later we know not how and this ties in what I was saying about the natives, the native tongue of the Native Americans being different. The only reason southern Mexico and all that speak Spanish is due to Spain. But anyway, later we know not that there arose in Spain a mixed blood people, which, as Vicuna says, was almost Negro with frizzly hair. These are very probably the Celtiberians or Black Celts, Black Celts, the Black Irish. You hear phrases, that's why you hear phrases like Black Irish and Black Russian. Because all this used to be black. Just like the natives over here were copper tone black or black, if not a mix of jet black and all that shit. So that's why I said when you hear me talking about, anyway. The present oldest race of the peninsula are the Basques, the mystery race of Europe, who have a language of their own and claim to be pure. And that's all in quotations. Quotations. Some Basques have a certain type of Negroid face, and it is not improbable that such are the descendants of the Negro aborigines just mentioned. The Basque emblem is the swastika, which has caused them much pain since Hitler appropriated means took, for those who don't know, appropriated the ancient African and South Sea emblem. See that? The ancient, say it again. The Basque emblem is the swastika, which has caused them much pain since Hitler appropriated the ancient African and South Sea emblem. I have seen signs in Basque shop windows disclaiming connection with Hitler and pointing out that the Basques used the swastika thousands of years before him, which is what I be doing with the word nigga. Showing all this shit is our shit. That's what and I'm telling you this because I'm trying to show you how these people can, the power to define, how they can take some spot. Them being in having an authoritative position, they can take a fucking word and over over 50 years, 100 years span, twist the whole shit around to where 100, 200 years later, you identify the word with some shit that totally not what it is or whatever. Like the word nigga. Like I said, nigga is damn near a curse word these days in mainstream media. When the whole, wow, that's who the fuck we are, the niggas. I can't stress that enough. Same thing. Swastika, you see that shit now. First thing you think is the Holocaust and gas chambers and shit. And that shit don't have nothing to do with the fucking, I don't know what top, you get what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, I just want to, I was reading it this morning, I said, I'm going to speak on that. But anyway, Sex and Race, J. Rogers. So anyway, let's get back to the documentary. So anyway, what I was saying about what I was saying about the whole many mothers and many fathers thing, whatever. I'm not, to each his own. But I just think that when we didn't do that, we like the rapper or we like the entertainer or whatever. We liked them. And we might say that was our heroes. But I never looked at motherfucking one of my favorite rappers and said, Papa. Oh, this was Big Papa, that's his name. I love it with it, Now, for me, it's different. I am the father of all. It was a spiritual shit. But even me, I wouldn't, as we talking about spiritual shit. This, we just talking about, I ain't talking about no spiritual shit. That I was telling you about with the whole Bobby thing. Now, I could tell you, if I, within the context of saying Bobby was a spiritual father, just like all his other contemporaries that I deem worthy of saying, like John Henry Clark, spiritual father, Dr. Ben. I don't even know much of his work, but I know enough to know that the big guys respected him. All the G's before me respected him. I say Francis Chris Wilson, peace be upon her name, as well as Dr. John Henry Clark. Of course, father-in-law is in his name. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. These are all spiritual fathers. But that's one thing. I'm talking about when I look up and I see them up under rappers and shit, and people, shit like that. Mama and Daddy. I be like, oh, damn, do you have a real? I don't know, now, but with the house thing is different because these are kids. They have more sort of a reason to, because these are kids coming from homes that are pushing them out and rejecting them or disowning them. Therefore, I can understand why somebody would end up in a house and look at a Pepper LaBeija as their spiritual mother or whatever, or et cetera. Or I can't remember what house Dorian came from, but and I want to, I could see that that's different, but I've seen a connection because you will see a part in the DVD the documentary where that's what made me think about how them seeing it today, because there's a part in there where one of the guys said, "This is our mother," or talking to, I guess, the person who was over the house little group they were in or whatever. So that made me think about how kids be saying it today, or the people be saying it today. But I'm not here to just put the hammer on there. You know, you do what you want to do, because I might see somebody doing that and say, well, why did you look at them? And they might give me an explanation. Well, he or she motivates me, and it might be some valid shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I'm just saying, I think a lot of it should be like, either these kids or have a disconnect with their real parents, because I can't, like I said, even with stepmothers and fathers and shit, when I was coming up, that was a thing. I'm go, and I say, that you probably hear about that in comedy bits and shit. If you do a lot of digging, go back and look at a lot of 80s and 90s comedy or whatever, stand-ups or whatnot. To kind of finish that off, I want to say, because I heard this the other day, somebody was like, you can't be your kids' friends. I'm like, man, I don't think people who say that, I don't think they even understand what a friend really is. You think that you want to establish a relationship with your kids. It's like the Goldbergs. It's a show called The Goldbergs, bad motherfuckers. I love that show, and it's relevant too. They in Philly. And there's an episode where they say, I guess in Philly they pronounce water a certain way or whatever, but they pronounce water like water. Back to what I was saying about Little Walter, you take the L, turn it to R to be water, muddy waters, muddy water, but see how this shit connect. It remind me of now you don't want to be like Beverly Goldberg, which is Hell on Wheels. Hey motherfucker, that'd be rolling. It's like Goldberg's bad motherfucker. But you don't want to be like that, overwhelming, but you do want to have a relationship with your kids to where you want to be friends with your kids. Don't let nobody fool you, but I understand having certain boundaries, but y'all need to get out of that dumb shit. These are people who say that are people who don't know how to be both, don't know how to draw boundaries. Just because you don't know how to draw boundaries and be cool enough to where you, I feel like if you're 36 and you have your child turning 18, people be like, you don't supposed to be partying in a club with your kids. And I'd be like, if you're 36, you're a 36-year-old woman and your daughter's turning 18, you may not even do the 18-year-old clubs no more. But I think you want to have a type of relationship where if you are even a club type person to begin with. But if you like to party and go out, because 36 is young, that's not even close to old, really. So either you are a person that doesn't go out anyway, or if you are partying and your kids turn 18. I come from amongst people who do that type of shit. You a daughter and a mother and a daughter being in the club is not something that would be looked down on, or look at her, she's partying with her own. That's supposed to be partying with your kids. You want to have a fucking you want to have the same way. Who wouldn't want to have a relationship with their kids where their kid feels comfortable enough to talk to them about the things that they talk to their friends about, or even better, talk, which is hard pressed to have, but who wouldn't want to have a kid that'll come to their mother about some deep shit, or their father, before they friends? You would want your kids to come to you first, as opposed to going to their friends who stupid as them, or I mean, not say stupid, but we all are stupid at it as growing up to a certain, we all do stupid shit, and I included, but would you want to have, The only way you're gonna have that type of relationship with your kid is if they see you as a friend. Because if you, who you want your kid to go to about talking about sex first? Some motherfucker they sit next to on the bus, or you? Take your pick. So you need to unwire some of this dumb shit, y'all. I'm not saying you have to be shit doing, like I say, jumping rope in the street with him and shit, but you want to have some type of, but that, and especially today, because a lot of these kids that I can just tell their mentality, it's like they have some type of, and that's probably why, but they have some type of, they're not necessarily saying that this is the parents' fault. They have some type of, but it's always been like that. But more so, I've seen it more so growing up like with white people with you be like, well, how, what way? Because I never really basically television. Like I say, television is a reflection of reality to one degree or another. But you'll see a lot of television shows where the kids come home from school, go straight to their room, shut the door, and but now Cosby show, say the Cosby. You see how they use the Cosby show? You see how the kids interacted with Bill and Claire, and they talked and Claire caught motherfucking Vanessa made it drinking and shit. Made her play the Applejack game. I think it's called Applejack. That's how you want your fucking kids, man. You want your kids. Now, it's going to always be a certain era of them not. They ain't going to come and talk about everything. Some shit is meant for teen spirit or whatnot. But you would want to have a relationship with your kids where they not all fearful of you to the point to where they're not fearful of you to the point of they're too fearful of you to come talk to you about shit they may need to be really talking to you about it. There's only so much I can say. But I'm trying to explain it to excuse me, what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to explain this shit to the best of my ability because motherfuckers is getting it wrong. And you may say that's just your opinion, and that may very well be, but try this shit. Like, you have to catch. That's something you have to start. You have to establish a bond with them. As soon as they get about 5 or 6, you have to be. You have to start talking to them like little adults. I'm not saying put makeup on them and shit and try to sneak them in the club with you. That's obvious bullshit. But I'm saying you need to, nourish that part of them, nourish them to the point of where by the time they get 8 or 9, you can have, you really want to try to have them like fucking Kyle from, not Kyle, but what's my boy name from My Wife and Kids, my little guy, I forgot his name, the Blinky dude, rock off. I can't remember his name, damn, but Katie boyfriend, I forgot his name, but her little guy, whatever. You want to try, and not saying he has to be a fucking rocket scientist like this nigga, but at least you would want them to at least be vocal to that point. That's why I like that show so much. It gives you not only first and foremost, it's intelligent comedy, but not only does it give you it gives you an image of an intelligent black person. The most intelligent black person on the goddamn show is a little 8-9-year-old guy. That kind of shit sticks out to me. You know what I'm saying? That's genius shit to me. Whoever idea was that, whatever purpose they was doing it for, that was genius shit to me. And Kim Wayne is fine as fuck. I didn't say that while we oh my God. I didn't know that. I ain't seen him in a while. I ain't really big on the scary movie thing, and Living Color been off the air for a minute. I saw this motherfucker the other day. I said, oh my God. That's just bad as fuck. Yeah. But anyway, but yeah, but yeah, I gotta laugh to keep crying. Like, I damn near didn't do this shit. I shouldn't have said that shit about the Cash App yesterday. It triggered some shit within me. I thought, for a minute, I was like, man, fuck this shit. These niggas, if it was some fucking retired or some rapper that done fell on hard times or some fucking entertainer, yeah, them falling up, I need some help. You niggas would be lining up in droves. And that motherfucker ain't never said, I damn near said, fuck this shit, though. I'll tell you that shit straight up. But I was in good spirit, but then when I said the shit in the video, and I got to thinking too deep about it. I said, you know what? These motherfuckers break their neck to support motherfuckers who don't necessarily do or fall for this shit. But you might say, what are you doing? I'm like, this is life changing information. We didn't even get into it. It ain't works. Shit, that's another story. And this shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like I said, this shit is not about money. I mean, my whole thing was 2016. I said, okay, job shit ain't working. Keep having problems. Maybe that means I need to pursue what I love doing, which is music. Now, I already had in mind I was going to start doing this, but I said, okay. Plus, let me do the music shit so I can make bread and not have to. That way I wouldn't even have to. Not saying you can't make money off of consciousness, in some form of fashion. But I want to make this shit about the money to the least degree as possible, or whatever. This is before monetization. My shit still ain't monetized. I ain't did that shit yet because I don't got time to be worried about a motherfucker striking my shit. And, I might not have big numbers and all that shit. 40. I don't know what the fuck going on with them numbers. Numbers do lie. Whoever said that shit, men lie. Numbers don't. That's bullshit. Because as you can see, numbers get faked all the time. So even all these fucking cliche phrases niggas coming up with, that is, see how stupid that shit don't hold up. That shit, niggas was running around saying that shit 5-6 years. Now you see numbers do lie because these motherfuckers fix numbers and shit. Probably fixing my shit. I know goddamn well, which I don't give a fuck about the numbers, honestly. I just find it funny how if your shit ain't monetized, somehow nobody watches your shit, which I know is bullshit. I don't give a fuck because it ain't about, it was about that for me. So I ain't no fucking handout, but I've seen it. Look, I seen this shit. I see niggas who already, you niggas will donate them. I seen a meme, that motherfucker said people only support motherfuckers that's already rich and shit. Like some shit. I was afraid you'll probably see it on my Instagram in a minute, because I'm in that mode. So I just, that's why I probably should have just let it go. I was saying it joking, I try to make that, but then it crept back in when I was walking down the street one night. You know what? This is some bullshit right here. But I never wanted to make this shit about no fucking money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go out like all the illustrious scholars who went out broke in nursing homes and shit. And, Bobby talked about that. He was like, he spent his, he said, man, his first half of his career, he didn't really focus on no money and shit. He didn't, because it was just about the teaching and all that shit like that. Then he said about the second half, I guess, he is crazy. Like I said, that nigga told me this. Told me when he did the fucking lecture about that fucking that Twix bar, man. He had that night. He had to. You hear a lot of you listen to Bobby, you hear a lot of goddamn stories about poverty shit. That nigga was saying he had to split a Twix bar with his gal. That nigga said Twix comes to 2 Twix, and he had to get one to her, one to him, and water. I was like, I'm like, man, this nigga is doing work, life-changing work. This shit he said is the work. And the nigga around this bitch split Twix bars, and you got these niggas, you got motherfuckers, they get all the support in the world, and then they go back, and it took me back to the lessons. You love the devil because the devil gives you nothing. I said, you know what, that shit makes all the sense in the world, because the motherfuckers who do the less are the ones these motherfuckers support the most. You know, you know, it boggles the mind. But But I never wanted to make this shit about no. That's why I had a plan. It was maybe music shit pop out. So when I do this style of the game, you could, I do shit or whatever. But I try to keep this shit less about money as possible. So it was never about no fucking money when it comes to this. But then when you find yourself like buying it, you're like, man, I start shit. It's like, fuck that shit. Nigga say after a while, he started saying, I don't know. Yo, cause he would make money. You know, you do lectures and shit. You get paid for that or whatever. He didn't. You know, he was a little more radical than the. You get to talk about black magic and shit. John Henry Clark with them. They was able to. They did the. They did a lot of college circuits and whatnot. Dealing with the history or whatever. But he still did powerful work too. He still was radical too. Don't get it twisted. But Bobby took it a little bit more level. On the level, he started talking about the. You start bringing in the black magic and the dark side and all that, which is some shit they probably, you ain't gonna really just get off in no fucking college. But I think he did. I think he spoke at TSU. Like I said, he spoke at. Bobby did speak at TSU. He probably did a few college joints or whatever. Because I think he did speak at TSU. Shout out to the 1, 2, 3, man. Which all tied back in because that's what my boy Moyo from 3rd Ward. It's funny how all this shit line up. It's the nigga name in Marv the Letterman, and then you got Mo. So we used to have a guy named Shot Marvin Zimler. Eyewitness News. He used to go and do the inspections of different restaurants and shit, right? And whenever he would check the ice machine, one of his big things was checking the ice machine and shit. And a lot of times when he would check the ice machine, he would find gunk in the shit, green shit in the shit. That nigga used to be like, slime in the ice machine. So when Mo did his album, when he was talking about niggas who used to spike the codeine, put the K-roll in it and shit, which would cause little worm. Like you would see, the nigga would take. You supposed to get 2 ounces of codeine. A nigga would give you 1.5 ounces and then put like a half of it. That's the smart nigga. The stupid nigga would try to half and half, and that's when you see you can really see it. But if you was trying to do it subtly, you would put like you probably take, if a nigga was supposed to get 4 ounces, you probably give him 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces, and then the other half would be the K-roll syrup you see in stores and shit, that clear syrup or whatever. I'm gonna tell that story right now. I'll be all day, the nigga got a skit on his album where a nigga trying to sell some K-roll or trying to sell some drink, but the nigga was from out of town, so he don't get it. He trying to sell, nigga trying to sell more than some drink, but he K-rolled the drink, but he don't know. This nigga, we from the home of it. This nigga's from Alabama. Alabama. But the nigga was trying to sell more than drink. He didn't tap the spike the oil, not knowing that we from the home. We know all the tricks in the trade. So you gotta go listen to City of Syrup. But Bo baby was, you see the worm. He was like, man, this fuck got slime in the ice machine. He was like, Marvin, man. And he's Disco Danny. But then when you look at TGIF, which is a disco joint, the guy that they was Maul the Leather Man. All this shit just comes together some kind of magical way. But this is all organic shit. I'm just catching the magic in the bottle. Marvin, man. Alabama. Got slime in the ice machine. Hey, Marvin, man. But anyway, man. But yeah, this thing was. But I shouldn't have did. I probably should have said it. That triggered some shit. That's I get to overthinking shit. Well, not overthinking really, because what I'm saying is real shit. But I have to think too deep on shit. I was like, so I need to be talking to these niggas? Because I've seen them go out their way to support niggas who really sell them down the river. Yeah, I don't think that the mere fact that I even have spurts where I have to. Well, I probably never do that shit again. I probably want to put my cash back up and say I got some shit to sell or something. Cause you niggas, I ain't doing it with you niggas. I wasn't embarrassed. But if I was the type of nigga that was easily embarrassed, I would probably be embarrassed. And I was like, well, I was fucked up. So I'm like, well, am I being prideful? Let me put my cash up, or maybe somebody can send me about, 20 so I can go to this fucking water and shit. It was nothing, crickets. So I started thinking about that type of shit. I'm like, I'm like to the closest thing. Fuck these niggas. Some real shit. Yeah, take it how you want to take it. But, I'm going to keep pushing. I figure it out. Yeah, I figure it out. But fuck them. Yeah, I said, you know what, fuck all this shit. But I'm proud of myself having those moments. Yeah, because niggas ain't shit. I don't want to paint too broad of a brush, but real niggas know I ain't lying. But ain't none of you niggas do shit, so. But no big deal. No harm, no foul, I guess. Keep it pushing. I probably shouldn't have said that. It took me there for a minute. And I was like, and really that sun too, because I wanted, this can't be the, I've seen a meme say, this can't be the heat we used to walk around Six Flags in. That shit is right, because I've never been the type to get, get mad because it was hot out. That always been a thing. Niggas, heat is the aggravating thing. But growing up, it just I never been a nigga to, I don't know, like every time I go out there that sun right now, nigga, I get aggravated. Fuck this shit. That sun, thinking about that cash, that shit got to think I had a little bit, I think my noodles was too salty the other day, all that shit combined, I was like, it was a bad combination. I was on some aggravated shit. That sun is aggravating right now. That's that motherfucker. I'm a fucking with lefty. I'm out of Rasu. That ain't no joke. I called him that shit and oven bacon heat reared his head. But just like when I spoke on, Screw had to come through with the hurricane, with Tropical Storm Bertha, and give a nigga a little relief. Days before that, he opened that door and stepped out. It was just like opening up the oven door while they were baking. And I did the shit with, the screw birthday. And then that storm came, and at least for that next day, it was cooler. And then it went back to the other shit. But anyway, it's just that you niggas know I'm really working with some shit. So I don't think that shit is. He the same way when I did the home for the holidays joint. As soon as I finished, it rained like a motherfucker. Screw Zuda. So, anyway, yeah, man, you want to have some type of friendly relationship with your friends, with your kids, man. And whooping their ass ain't always the way. I'm not saying that should be the last result. If you don't know how to cook, that's why you have to cultivate them as a youth. 5 and 6 and 7. We lazy than motherfuckers. Average nigga don't even know how to do that. That's why the first thing motherfuckers do is grab the belt. Some stupid motherfuckers. And all we know is that from slavery. Not saying that not saying that saying that you should rule that out totally, but that should be like the last fucking resort. Like, you know, you want to cultivate your kids to the point. Like me, I count my hands. I got one. I think I probably got two ass whoopers my whole life. You know, but I came out all right. You know, you might say, well, anyway, I'm a good nigga. Trust me, believe that shit. But you know, I didn't need no fucking, you know, because that don't. Trust me, go to the penitentiary. It's you found niggas in droves who got their ass whooped their whole life and still ended up in jail. So that shit don't mean a motherfucking thing. Yeah, see, if you would have put the belt on them, it would have went to jail. I'm just motherfuckers really stupid like didn't think that's a thing. I'm hearing people say this shit. Yeah, you know, I whooped my kid. He ain't end up in jail. But this is how motherfuckers that got their ass whooped a lot and ended up in jail. So these niggas is some stupid motherfuckers, bro. I don't give a fuck how coarse it sounds. These are dumbasses. That's fucking knuckles ragger talk, man. That should be the last result. You know, that should be. If you got to constantly whoop your kid, that says something about you. Because we quick to say, oh, you gotta watch what your kids watch because they're so impressionable and they're impressionable and they're impressionable. Well, if they're so fucking impressionable, which they are, precious, these precious impressionable star seeds, why don't you impress on them when they're 5 and 6 and 7 to the point where when they're 10 and 11, they'll be mature enough to understand the type of shit you tell them when you tell them what they need to hear in order to be productive citizens or whatever. And why the fuck we always gotta be jail? Always gotta be a thing with us. I'm telling you, I heard some shit this survey, or some shit that was on the radio. Niggas talking about, they kept saying, you know, these motherfuckers actually think they equate whooping your kids with keeping them out of jail. It doesn't work that way. Trust me, that shit doesn't work that fucking way. You have idiots who think like that. Well, maybe if you would have whooped them, well, look at the. Come on, man. Cut the bullshit out. Cut the bullshit out, man. I hate dummies. That's why we fucked up now. That's why your kids think violence is the first. That's why that makes them more prone to think that violence is the immediate response to a lot of shit. Sometimes you might have to get on the motherfucker ass and get them off you, or get some respect laid down. Even win, lose, or draw. Hold up, bitch. We ain't going for that. You might win, but fuck that. You gonna know it's a fight. Fuck that shit. You gonna know you gonna have to do some huffing and puffing shit. Fucking with me, you know. But even that, you know, you want to. That's why you always see the movies where the kung fu master really be trying to avoid the bullshit. I'm gonna let you tempt me today. Then we finally have to come out that shell, our asses get whooped. That's the point they're trying to show you with that. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. All right, so now just get back to the documentary. New meaning of family. Well, there's one part I can't remember who said it. One of the guys said this is the new meaning of family, parallel, because that's that's right there what street niggas do, rap niggas do. Oh my, it's the familiar y'all and all this shit. And you know one thing I learned about that Brooklyn niggas be. See, we go back to what Bon Jovi said. That's why I need a fucking better laptop, because this album shit is not gonna do it. But you know, let's take it back to Bon Jovi when that nigga say you give love a bad name. Shot through the heart and on too late. You give love a bad name. I love that shit. It's real. But niggas is giving everything a bad name. Even brother. You know, you ever know that a lot of times, but not all the time, I don't want to disenfranchise the word altogether. You know, some of the most rotten niggas come to you with that, brother. When a nigga say that brother shit too much, brother, hey, brother. You be like, that should be like, a lot of times them be the niggas coming to put the knife in your back. Or look how many niggas, you just look at rap. All these record labels and shit. The R&A family. We on the GLC, DDD family. Yeah, nigga, look at us. They all in the camera and shit. 5 years later, them niggas shooting at each other and shit. Fuck them whole ass niggas. I'm on new shit. Yeah, we BBL over here. Now I don't fuck them niggas no more. Whole while them niggas all started out talking, oh, look at the family. The fam. All the pictures and shit. Next thing you know, them niggas don't even like each other no more. You give family, you give words like that a bad name. The more and more niggas see that. If every time I look up, I see a fucking group of people calling themselves family, and the next thing you know, they at each other necks. The more and more you start to just go back to what I was telling you about the subconscious mind. With the, shout out to my guy. I ain't speaking with the light skin guy. I don't want you to name. I say brothers, dude. I don't mean to disrespect you, brother. Or even Hulk Hogan. See, that's probably why I'm on this shit. I'm telling you, Hulk Hogan used to always say this shit, brother. You know we got brother. And I found my dumb ass as a kid writing Christmas was better than Santa Claus talking about. One of my Christmas wishes is for Hulk Hogan to be my brother. That's probably why I'm talking. This is subconscious shit. This is therapeutic. That's why you got to be your own therapist sometimes. Hold on, let me take a piss. But yeah, it's just all this shit is coming together now. But I'm fucking turn. There you go. But yeah, so now I'm thinking about that, but I'm looking at and this is based off personal shit I done seen and been through. It be like one nigga here. What's up, brother? First and foremost, bro, you know goddamn well we'll, you know, that's, put it like this. This is the best way I can explain it. Early 80s, early 80s going into the 90s and shit, that was a thing. And people that's of that ilk come from the era still say it. I'm not saying everybody that says brother is ingenuine. I don't want to, like I said, I never paint with that broad of a brush. But I'm sure this is shit I've seen. I've personal turmoil I had with individuals and the motherfuckers. This be the nigga that's always talking brother, man. And all they're done is this nigga you end up having to be on the bullshit. Yeah, that brother, yeah, just family, this fuck, man, nigga, just do what you're supposed to do. Fuck all that jargon. I'm not one of them niggas. Now, do I like to look at Kendrick Spears as brothers and that's my brother? Yeah, I'm, not, cause you might hear me say, if I feel like a nigga, it's niggas that I feel like are familiar, family, brothers. I'm like, yeah, that's my brother, but I don't even use that. That's my nigga, that's my partner. That nigga like a brother to me, woo. But fuck niggas get that shit a bad name to the point to where you will start identifying that just like I'm saying with Ho and brother, the whole wife nigga is a fucking racist. Peep that I'm telling you. But I said I had to say motherfuckers give shit a bad name, man. So much so you just be like, as soon as niggas start talking that shit, you be like, okay, niggas hit you with that brother too many times, out of place. Cause sometimes the shit just sound out of place. But brother, you be like, hold up, we don't even talk like that no more. Goddamn well that is 85 jargon. Niggas that they don't even talk like that. Brother, man, we are not in the fucking 1990s, early 90s, late 80s no more. I don't know. I'm just, this is a thing, but hope I'm. Some niggas out there that know the fuck I'm talking about. These niggas be, But anyway, man, I'm a lot of time I've seen on a few occasions, it'd be the nigga always talking that brother shit that always be the boy, that family shit. Family. Just look at these niggas. Just look at rap, bro. Just look at rap music and how these niggas never stick together. How shit never. These niggas, not never, because you got some. And shit do happen. Don't get me wrong. You get a group of motherfuckers together, it's gonna be some fucking, at the very least, disagreements and shit. Little fallouts here and there, niggas. You know, that's just like growing up in the house with your family and shit. You and your brother and your cousin and shit. You had your fights and all that shit when you brush the shit under the rug or whatever. So that, you know, that's one thing. But look at this modern day shit. Last 10 years, these niggas do not stick together. One minute, that's my family. Man, that thing, you know, them niggas is shooting each other cars up and fucking each other's girls. And, yeah, I got your bitch over here with me, and I know dick hustling shit. I'm starting to think you niggas are so infatuated with fucking other niggas' girls because you really gay and you trying to get a taste of him through her or some shit. Cause a nigga that's just infatuated with, don't get me wrong, that's a part of war. I'm not above, I'm not hell bent on it, but then again, it's awful. If I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck one of my enemy's girlfriends to spite them, I'll tell you that straight up. But I'm less likely to do it because 9 times 10 I don't trust you either, bitch. You come from that side, so but I can catch you on the right night. I'll probably, but that ain't war to me. Fucking your girlfriend is not, you know, that's a bonus maybe, but that ain't no fucking flex to me. I'm trying to put your lights out if we had it like that, or I'm trying to do something more severe than that if we had beefing and shit or whatever. So, but yeah, I think them niggas be gay. It's just this infatuation with, you know, and I ain't above it like I said. But listen to these niggas now. They go listen to rap from when we came up. You didn't hear that as much. You didn't hear niggas talk about fucking another nigga girl. But these niggas today are just too some hell bent on this shit. I don't know. I think you niggas is subconsciously gay or some shit. And you know, you really probably want to fuck the man. You just or some shit, but trying to get whatever piece of him you can get or something. No, maybe take something he left on the bitch or whatever. Niggas is weirdos. You know, they're not saying that. Like I say, not all. I'm just saying it's some shit. It's just getting too obsessive to me. But anyway, but yeah, new meaning of family. But that's true though, because even in the streets, once you grow up, or once you find that group of guys you roll with, or your clique or your crew, it does become a family thing. And one thing I'll say to y'all youngsters out there, man, keep it 100 with each other, man. Because if you find yourself, especially when you come into that street life, whatever, for those who still partake of that, you want to stick together because if ever a struggle arises, you want to have niggas that help, you know, help each other and shit or whatever. Break the cycle of this, whatever this shit going on where niggas can't get along and shit, break that cycle. Because that shit is ain't nothing but a bunch of egotism, greed, back to the bitches too, because niggas don't know how to. I've never been the type to scheme on, you know, when it come to me, my guys, girls, it's all women. I don't give a fuck how fine. You can have the finest picture in the world. I'm not sitting in the living room at your house, secretly looking at your girl ass and shit. Oh, I know how to make your girl look like my mama. And I'm not in incest by no means. So I know how to, that's a mind thing. So once, you know, I don't know how far she is, I know how to look at her the same way I would look at my mama. If your mama was built right shit. You for how far your mom is, you're not gonna be looking at her in a sexual manner. This is what you want to have do with your mind to be able to. That's some magic to me, super alcohol, knowing how to do that type of shit. The average nigga don't know how to do that. They don't have dick control, and dick hustle, which is dick hustling is you worried about the next man's shit. You know, who he fucking in. Well, why he fucking? Can I get it if I tried it? You ain't got as many hoes as me. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. You know, these niggas is weird. That's how you know niggas ain't real players, though. It's been the same niggas put on they players and shit, but they comparing your stats to theirs. I don't give a fuck how many you got, who fucked the most, and some of these niggas do those. Be sizing each other. That's dick hustling. That's what I call it, dick hustling. Don't dick hustle me with me, pause. You know, stay in your own fucking lane, buddy. You know, I don't give a fuck. You know, but anyway. But it is. But that's like what's funny. Nigga said houses are nothing but gay street gangs or whatever. Same shit from. That's why you see how he drew that parallel. Right, that's why I highlighted that. He said a group of human beings in a mutual bond, which is why it's easy for people who to go out and find people who, because your blood family is forced on you. You have no, you born into that, that biological family. But yeah, you born into that family. But spiritually speaking, you choose. Just if you want to take it to a metaphysical level and shit, you choose whatever family or whoever you choose your mother and father that you're gonna be born through for whatever reasons. That's a part, I guess, of the fucking. That's a part of you have to. That's part of the why you chose them. Is a part of your spiritual work when you come down here. Figuring that out why you chose that particular family, for better or for worse, whether you like them or not or whatever. Because as you know, with us, over the past 10, 20 years, that family shit is not everybody, but if I say if you have a family that's on the up and up that stick together, and like I said, it's gonna always be bullshit. But if you have your family, if you still able to call up a bunch of, if when Thanksgiving come around, one of your family members say, oh, the house is filled with everybody, y'all able to play spades, and Christmas come around, y'all, old Christmas tree around the tree, and everybody's kicking it, and that love and warmth is there, and you, as a family, y'all should make a fucking, first and foremost, cherish that and make an effort to put your greed and ego and shit to the side, because that's usually what leads to the breakup of families and shit. And y'all take them fucking family pictures and shit, look at them pictures and use that as a fucking, say, you know what, we need to keep this shit like this, you know. Even if we can't even, you know, because everybody do their own thing, got their own family. Even if you can't come together on every holiday, that's what I'm trying to say is we should put a better effort into sticking together. Now, I could take you the Bobby Henry route, but he's a fuck family. He's like, that's the worst enemy. That could be a thing, too. So you give his spill. I'm saying that, and this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that. I'm saying if that's not the case with you, if your family still, if you still have your family still have a strong bond or whatnot, you should be grateful for that. And every part of the unit should make sure they have enough consideration to keep it like that, if possible. Um, because I think that's one of the things we've had bear witness to over the past 10, 20 years. The deterioration of the family structure, especially with black people or whatever. I witnessed it with my own eyes. So, you know, yeah. Which reminds me of shit like, you don't. That's why 3 Stacks said, black like having your cousin back. That was, that's, now, you fuck around and be in a gunfight with your cousin and shit. But we come from an area where that cousin, you know, with Pac was important, just that shit was I can't explain it, but to the best that I would like to, but that was I come from an area with your cousins and shit. That was like, you fucking my cousin, nigga, hold up. Kid folk. And a lot of times, and a lot of times that, what nourishes that love is the fact that you're not around them all the time. So when you finally do get around them, or they come around for the holidays or whatever, or y'all end up linking up, or even if you're all around each other, that was a bond. I can't explain it how I want to explain it, but I understood where he was coming from when he said that shit. Blue like wearing that Rennis dude. Shit. Yeah, but and sometimes family ain't meant to be together, I guess. Shit just happens for whatever reason. But if you have that structure, or if you're raising kids and shit, you want to try to at least, we need to stop acting like fucking animals, basically. That's what the shit comes down to. Fucking cud grazing on the fucking plains and shit like cows. Willing to run over anybody for our own personal gains and shit. Now, that's just society, period. You want to look at the human family shit, but yeah. So anyway, man, what we got? What I'm saying, so we'll end this one and then pick the next video out with this guy. And it's the hold on, let me see what this was. Okay, I'll get to that a little later. But let's go back to the computer. See, I'll finna get into the Willie Ninja. We'll start with him on that. We'll just end with this. Cause I was thinking about this shit too. I was like, one of the things. I was thinking about this computer age shit. It reminded me of Bobby. I was thinking about that shit last night. I was like, I was looking at the similarities between it. I'm not. Now I'm more. I don't know where he's at with it now, or whatnot. Like I said, I don't know Bobby personally. I never. I don't know. Probably know him. I know for sure I know this nigga from a past life or some shit. Cause it's just too many. But I've never met him in this lifetime or whatever. But I was thinking about the Cash App thing. And you gotta laugh and keep him crying around. So, I'm making jokes and shit myself. To myself, of course. I'm always alone. But I'm like, well, shit. Well, I can't talk too much shit because when Bobby had his stroke and shit, for whatever reasons, I never got around to, because he had to take up he was taking up donations or whatever. And one thing I always do when I look back, even before this shit, this is not. I was thinking about this shit before I even really started speaking and shit. I had to look back. Because when Bobby had the stroke and they was taking the donations, shit, that's when I had one of the fucking best jobs I ever had. So when I look back, go back to the being lazy in the mind thing too. I'll give you an example of my goddamn self. Subconscious, we don't be necessarily conscious of it, but the shit you have to that's why 2020 is hindsight, I guess. But I'm looking back when Bobby first had a stroke and everybody was taking donations. I was like, man, I had a good ass. I was like, why the fuck I never sent Bobby no bread for that shit? And I had to remember. I was like, I know what it was. The computer shit. Now you would have. This is far fetched, but let's just go back to what I'm saying about the ticket man shit. Let's just say I could go somewhere and just pull out the money and say, here, send that. He had I could go to Ticketmaster and here, put this and send it. That's one thing. But I had to snap. I said, I know what it was. It's that fucking computer shit. Like I don't fuck just like him. I'm really just getting into emails and shit, relatively speaking. That shit been around for years. Nigga, my first email, I did that shit for Facebook. And when I got out of jail, I made an email because you got to use that shit to do your Facebook shit. And after that, I didn't fuck with no email. I didn't look at that shit or whatever. Until the job hunt shit, they start more and more. I started more and more. I had to start looking for jobs and shit. You notice they gotta have an email and all this other shit. And that shit does piss me off because you start putting in these fucking applications and shit, and that shit floods your shit. And I'm not in the habit of checking no fucking email. So, it's a thing, but I know what it was. It was the fucking the fucking computer shit. Like I didn't have a Cash App. That shit is new. I just did start a Cash App. Fucking, I think it was PayPal or some shit back then. I just started the Cash App shit 2 years ago or whatever. Just I had to not force myself. Had to say, you know what, go ahead and get one of them. When I did, I saw this shit is easier than I thought. I'm not saying I thought it was just some rocket science, some shit. But this is this is an example of how my mind can be lazy towards some shit. But this is, like I said, I just started that shit 2 years ago. So I guess it was the whole thing of it's not saying I didn't know how to, but all that, I'm leery with the computer shit too. I think but anyway, I know what it was. There's that fucking the fucking shit you had to go through to do it. Create a Cash App or whatever means you would send this shit to it and all that shit. And but if you was just walk. But now I think if somebody would have. But another thing about it was I know through the work he put in, he was straight anyway. Not saying I was the end all be all of fucking sending him some money, but I know if not just the co-leagues in the game. But if somebody would have put a fire under my ass, or somebody would have said, not me personally, because I don't. Like I said, I was just a nigga listening to all this shit. I'm not even in the fucking network with these guys, and so I was just a listener. But I think if somebody would have been like, well, man, we really need to help with Bobby because I donated something, but to help him out. But he said, other than that, ain't nobody else doing something. It was like, but it wasn't that. People were looking out for him. The reports I was hearing, he was good. But if somebody would have just been like, some shit like that, then I probably would be like, you know what the fuck is going on? Hold on, let me figure out how to put this Cash App shit together so I can, send my boy some chips or something. But it's the fucking computer thing, Never seen a laptop in the projects, nigga. Cut with comment. That's real shit, man. I understood what that nigga was saying when he came from that. I'm from an era when this shit was foreign to a degree, but we've been fucking with no computers and shit. Cell phones, we didn't even have that shit. That was a goddamn luxury and shit. One out of every 5 niggas, if that, usually beepers. Swerve to some mix a lot. I still remember my goddamn fucking song on my goddamn fucking beeper shit. But anyway, but it was funny. The funny part about it is when I did that joke in the fall. Wow, like you squiggly line Bill Big. Well, I got the squiggly line shit from Bobby, and I had to look yesterday to find out what the fuck the squiggly line was. My guy, cause that nigga said I got there because one day he did he was shot cause he don't fuck that nigga don't even. I remember that nigga he don't even like cell phones. That nigga was like, that's my own somebody cell phone went off in the election or some shit. Or I think his cell phone went off or something, or cause somebody called him in the middle of election and shit. Then he had to cut his phone off. He said, shit, that's my own fuck with him. Goddamn cell phones. That's hilarious, man. But that's why I got that squiggly line shit from. That nigga was giving out a website or something. That nigga said www. Something squiggly line. I don't know what the fuck is a squiggly line. But I had to look yesterday. I said the shit the joke. I said, what the fuck is a squiggly line? I thought it was the shit over the 7, but I think he was talking about that line with the on that button right before the 1 or some shit. Squiggly line. I ain't gonna show you how much he fuck computers or whatever. But like I said, I'm the same way. Like. Which I'm gonna have to. I think that's gonna be one of my next projects is to become more tech savvy to a certain degree. But I'm not the biggest fucking computer fucking guy. I'll come back to this. Y'all hold tight, man.